Hester & Cook started as a company in April of 2005. We went to wholesale market in the year later, 2006, in June the 23rd. Our middle son, Will Cook, was diagnosed with a brain tumor, an inoperable brain tumor. And our world changed, forever. Everything stopped. I can't even.
Stopped.
Yeah, everything just absolutely stopped. The business that we had started allowed Angie and I, with our staff, to be with him both. Very rare that both parents can be with their child while this is going on. Until he was 5, the first 2.5 years, just to be honest with ourselves, we didn't know that he would survive.
My name is Michelle Stratton, and I am a nurse in the radiology department at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. I've been at Vanderbilt for 15 years. I actually was one of the nurses who helped open the hospital. The families I work with, I usually meet them when the child is diagnosed with cancer. We see a lot of children with brain tumors, any solid tumors. And the reason I get to know these children so well is because these children are scanned every 6 weeks to every 3 months. And once they progress, at least once a year for almost their entire life.
Tell me just about the diagnosis. What were you diagnosed with?
Synovial sarcoma.
And so what does that mean for anybody that doesn't know what that means?
It's where this tumor grows on like a muscle, a soft tissue or something. It could be it's mostly towards your joints. I did 6 rounds of chemo. I did radiation for 5 weeks, and then I had to do surgery, which I think was about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. I don't know if I would have been able to get through it by myself, because it's just so draining, and I would feel really sick, always vomiting, and just laying in the bed all day. It was not good at all.
When you get a diagnosis that your child has cancer, you have the emotional thing first. Oh my God, they're going to die. Most parents think that immediately, But then when that kind of filters in, then you have to think about, how am I going to work? Who's going to pay my bills? A lot of times it's a 2-income home that now drops down to 1 income because one parent can't work anymore. One family in particular, the child had been diagnosed with cancer as an infant. And so this had been going on for years and years, and he required a lot of hospitalizations due to the side effects of his chemo. And so Mom had to quit work. Dad was doing the best he could. And so I contacted Wonderful Life, and they came to their aid and provided them with the funds to make house payments and car payments and stuff like that.
Wonderful Life, basically, our mission statement, if you will, is to serve families that have children going through life-threatening illnesses, more than not cancer treatments, chemo, radiation. And so we serve these families financially in a time where they are compromised. We're filling in the gaps with mortgage payments and car payments, or flying grandmother in to help, or
Fixing a car, anything. Our average income of the families we're helping is around $30,000 a year. So that's who we're trying to help, people that really need assistance.
We don't take care of medical expenses. That's not something that we do, because most of the time there is insurance, and there are other foundations that kind of assist with those needs. We fill in the gaps. We fulfill the requests that a lot of foundations can't. Again, we don't have any limits on what we can do to support the family. Every day you're fighting for your kid's life, basically. You're trying to get them to treatment, and that itself is so stressful. We just try to take stress off the financial side, because both of those together are a lot to bear.
Not every child survives, we know that, but a lot more do now than used to. The research is tremendous, but giving hope to those families, and why we like to talk to them is to say, hey, I know it's rough, it's hard. There's another side to it. We don't know what it is, we don't know how it'll end, but there is hope. Just got to keep the faith and keep the hope.
The Wonderful Life Foundation meets a need that a lot of other organizations don't meet. We have a lot of people who raise money for toys or iPads and stuff like that, which is great. I mean, that's a need, but I can't emphasize enough those day-to-day expenses that wear on these parents. I am so grateful to Robbie and Wonderful Life because they have been able to help patients when nobody else could.